morning, Magnusites. So, when I see a headline like this, it makes me think, makes me wonder. It says Taika Waititi reportedly not returning for Thor 5 after Thor Love and Thunder's abysmal critical reception that nearly destroyed the God of Thunder. Now, we all know that Thor 4, that Ron made play the game, bars, was divisive. I think I gave it a 3. I think I was still okay with it, but in watching, I knew exactly what was going to piss people off, and I knew that it was too silly and too woke. Now, I'm curious about this because it says, okay, so after how it performed, he's not returning. Is it because he does not want to return? Is it because Disney/Marvel does not want him to return? Because it makes me wonder. After, you guys know I'm an actor. So, I've done small independent projects. But I've met certain people in the industry and had enough conversations, to where, from what I understand, there are things that are put in movies that are put there because of higher-ups. The producers, the execs, the studio says, this needs to be in there. Sometimes the director has something to do with it. Sometimes he doesn't. So it makes me wonder why he's not returning, or allegedly not returning. Were all the ideas in there his that pissed people off and didn't make it perform as well? Were some of them his? Were they all Marvel's or Disney's? What's, I think a little differently now than just blaming something on a director. You saw what happened with the Snyder Cut. A lot of people were blaming Zack for the original cut of Justice League. But then when you look at behind the scenes and everything that was coming out about what was done, you're kind of like, damn, they did this man like that? It's like, wait a minute, so is this really his fault or not? I don't think so. So it always makes me wonder when I'm thinking about situations like this. After all, I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, and I have learned a lot. And that not everything that you hear in the news or on TV or on YouTube is true. Vice versa. Some of the stuff you do see is true. And it's for you to figure it out. So, after the critical reception of the Taika Waititi directed MCU endeavor, Thor, Love and Thunder, recent reports allude to him not returning for the next installment of Thor. When it comes to the Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman-led film, many were wary of how the portrayal of the God of Thunder was tackled. Some felt that it was an inconsistent attempt with Waititi's comedic narrative increasingly growing repetitive. While many had lauded 2017's Thor Ragnarok, which I loved, and for some of the similar elements, the second time around the audience was not too pleased. Yes, it was like Thor Ragnarok on steroids. It was just bloated with too much, which is what a lot of sequels tend to do. Well, the first one worked. Let's give them a double or triple of what we gave them in the one that was the most successful. According to a report by GFR, Taika Waititi, who already seems to have a lot going for him, will not return for the next Thor movie. The reason has mostly to do with the split audience reception, leaning mostly towards scrutinizing criticism. Thor Love and Thunder received a critic rating of 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, which thoroughly resonates with the viewpoint of most who consume the film. Hence, it comes off as no surprise to see Waititi stepping down as director. When Waititi graced the world with the Marvel Cinematic Universe with his directional attempt through Ragnarok, many showed extensive and overwhelming support. Some believe that the New Zealand filmmaker brought a unique comedic and sci-fi flair to the franchise, which is very true, and transformed characters like Thor and Hulk. Impressed by the critical success and favorable reception of the third installment, people had high expectations for Thor: Love and Thunder. However, it appears the internet was completely torn after the 2022's film release, while some expressed their appreciation owing to how Waititi's stylistic approach and naturally favored by few. Others were majorly upset, with people slamming the film for poor, low-quality CGI, tremendous reliance on punchlines, and comedy straying away from a serious tonality, and lack of screen time for Christian Bale's gore and Natalie Portman's Jane Foster. The movie felt like a lackluster endeavor at best, according to GFR. The Jojo Rabbit director feels as though he wouldn't be able to please the audience by using his comedic trickery for Thor 5. Well, you just have to tone it back. I mean, if this really is the reason, just tone it back. You did great with Thor 4. Just tone it down, that's all. Such a statement is understandable. Audiences do grow increasingly tired of the same overdone concepts. Thor: Love and Thunder is no exception. Besides, the Our Flag Means Death actor has a lot of ongoing projects to dedicate himself to. If Taika Waititi is indeed stepping down from the next Thor film, it makes sense for him to take a break and focus instead on what he does best. When the news broke of Waititi reportedly not returning as the director for the next installment, most fans were beyond ecstatic. Taking to Twitter, many expressed how big of a win this was for the franchise. While fans are yet to receive an official confirmation on whether or not the report represents the truth, the mere thought of Waititi's absence from the next Thor film has many overjoyed. Well, my thing is this. I don't care. I think every person, look, he's a successful director. He's a multi-millionaire. He's doing his thing. My thing is this. With fans, sometimes, not all of us, but with some of us, or a lot of us sometimes, depends. If you destroy our view of something, a lot of times I don't want to give you a second chance. Like with The Last Jedi. Guess what? If I don't care how big of a Hail Mary left field they came out of, I would have let Rian Johnson direct the third Star Wars film to fix everything and undo everything. There's all types of things you can do. You could have brought Luke back through some form or fashion. There's a lot of things you could have did. I would have made it so unrealistic and fantastical and brought it all back and fixed everything. Shit, you let me write that last one. Fans would have been praising the film. Trust me on that, okay? A lot of times, hey, it is fantasy. So maybe some unknown Jedi arts. You bring the man back. He phased into the Force, but because of his control over it, he was able to bring himself back. Who knows? You know what I mean? But there's a lot of stuff that could have been done to fix the trilogy for that last movie. And fixing that damn Mary Sue. But they didn't. You know what I mean? When this stuff is done, I'm willing to give a second chance. That's all I'm trying to say. He breathed new life into it, and some would say saved Thor with that third. Yeah, with the... Wait. Yeah, the fourth. Wait a minute. So it's Thor Dark World. Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. So he saved Thor with Thor 3. You're going to kick the man off that saved it? Or maybe he's such in a headspace he just truly doesn't think he can go back to that. Maybe he's in the overdrive. And that's the reason why everything was the way it was. But all he need to do is tone the comedy down and take the woke out. That's it. That's it. And you're going to have another hit. That's it. But who am I? Who am I to say that? Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed my take on this news, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!